Hey, welcome back, everybody. Welcome to QuadR. Ralph and Roy talking wrestling. Roy, how you doing this week?
Good. We're doing a special Sunday Mother's Day edition.
Yeah, that's right.
Spot
Happy
on.
Mother's Day to all the moms out there. Uh,
Yep.
we had yeah. So my son graduated college yesterday, so that's quite a gift for mom, grandpa. So I went and picked up dad and drove him up, and so today I had to drive him back to Chicago. So everything went well with that. So yeah, again,
Are
special
you
happy
doing?
Mother's Day to all those moms out there,
Yeah. So
for
you're doing
sure.
the pod? Are you doing the pod from Chicago, or you drove all the way back to
No,
Michigan?
no, I drove back to Michigan. So yeah, I've been to Chicago twice in the last 3 days. Been
Yeah.
a little bit of road time, but that's cool. It's all good, for sure. All right, well, awesome. There's a ton to talk about. I mean, mean, crazy stuff to talk about. In fact, we had to like leave a bunch of stuff off. Let's jump in and see what's going on the Vizio. So this is primarily, or the focus can be the World Team Trials preview, but obviously there's other news that's out there. So, as we like to do, we like to start with the quote of the week. So, one of our Final X participants here, Kyle Schneider, gold medalist, youngest American to win World Olympic titles. So, our quote is: "If you're not training to be the best in the world, then you're not training correctly." So, what do we think about that?
I'm inspired. Like when we do this pod,
Uh-huh. I
we're
know.
not trying to be the best in the world, then we're not doing it right.
Yeah, no, right. I was so I had a lot of car time, right? Because I'm driving back and forth and
Mhm.
listening to Rogan, and I'm like, shit, I'm better than that. Like, where's this guy get these listens, man? Come on, man. Right. I mean, it's kind of weird because like obviously, um, there's somebody who like wants to be a doctor, but also enjoys being on the wrestling team.
Yeah.
Right? There's like somebody who like, you know, loves football but needs something to do in the winter, you know. So I mean
Right.
it's
Right.
I right. So I generally think that like it's a little bold. Um if you're not trained to be the best in the world, you're not training correctly. Like maybe you are training correctly to your
Right.
goals. For sure. But
We need quotes from non-prominent wrestlers that say if you're if you're not cutting your training back so you can study, you're
yeah,
not wrestling
yeah,
right.
right. You're not doing it correctly. Like I mean it is sort of like the I mean to make it to the Olympics in wrestling,
Yeah.
it's like a bigger lottery ticket than like making the major leagues or making the NFL or right. So it was kind of funny. Like so, boom, Dad, uh, Liam and I went to Sox Fest one time, and so it was like this forum. They had Chris Sale, Jose Abreu, and then not Pasetnik, some other like utility guy, like good ball player, but whatever. So this guy asked this question, and he's like, "So if baseball didn't work out, what were you gonna do?" And Jose Abreu said, "Well, I would have been a soccer coach. I loved playing soccer growing up, you know." And then the other guy like actually like played college ball. Like he's like, I went to my University of Miami. I studied to be a physical therapist, so I would have been a physical therapist. And then they get to Chris Sale, and he's like, there was no plan B.
Right.
It was just like he was just like I was training to be, and like, look, the dude, he's won World Series. He won the Cy Young last year. He's been in the big leagues for many years. It worked out, right? But like,
Right.
how many other guys like that are pumping gas, and being like, man, wish I would have
That's
studied.
what I tell that's what I tell people when they ask me what I would do instead of teaching. It's just Batman, like
Yeah, right.
there was no plan B.
Yeah, I kind of feel like yeah, but like, right. But teaching's a little more attainable than Olympic gold. Like the like that would be
It's
the
not winning the lottery. That's
right.
that's
But I agree. Like like if you weren't teaching computers, what would you be doing? I'd be like when I was instructing, and I'm like, well, I don't know, I'd be teaching something else. Like like
right.
I don't know, maybe I'd be a fishing guy, but whatever. I'd probably be teaching people something. Yeah, for sure. Awesome. So that's good. I mean, yeah. I don't even know where that quote is appropriate, to be honest with you. Like where what
Maybe he was directly talking to the guy that got the silver.
yeah, right. Yeah, he's on the podium. You know what I always say? If you're not trying to be the best in the world, then you're not training correctly. And like, or maybe he's like, hey, said you laugh. What are you doing, man?
Right.
Like, give me some tips, man. I
He
want to
did.
be
He
the
went to
best in the
Russia.
world. Like, I
Yeah.
want to be the best, man. Uh, good stuff. All right. All right. So the portal continues. I got to be honest, losing interest in the portal. It's like,
Yeah.
it's like, the,
I feel like it's kind of like interleague play for like 1 or 2 years was like
yeah,
so exotic,
yeah,
and
right.
now it's
Hmm.
like whatever.
Yeah, right.
The
Oh,
Dodgers are playing the White
yeah,
Sox.
right. Okay, that's just part of baseball now. And like, so I mean, like, I don't know, like, Styles went to Ohio State. Ohio State's definitely pitched back to, gotten a lot more portal
Yeah.
interested. Chance Slater going to Nebraska, I think that's cool. That's gonna be a great room for him. He's like a blood round guy that I would say, with all those partners, James Green, Hardy, love it. I mean, Taylor, he's probably got a pretty good shot at like low All American maybe. For Little Rock got Herman from Ohio State.
Wait, those
Catfield.
OSUs are Ohio State, right?
Yeah, not I would do.
You don't put that little T there.
This is the Ohio State University, buddy. Get it straight. If it's
They
Oklahoma,
usually put a little T there.
do they? I
Yeah,
don't.
they put a little T. All right.
Oh,
Now
oh, I
next,
see what you're saying. Like, oh, yeah.
there's a
Well,
little
my
T
font doesn't really do little t's.
there.
It
Okay.
doesn't
Okay.
do lowercase. But yeah. Uh, right. So Cooper Flynn went to Chattanooga. Like, okay.
Yep.
Jaden Bullock entered as a graduate student from Michigan. Okay. Uh, I was like surprised. I'm like, this guy's still around. Just
Yeah.
like Hippolito's out there. I thought that. I mean, but I feel like from a podcast standpoint, um, we're gonna like terminate portal updates unless it's an All American. At this point,
Yeah. It's worth like coming back to it maybe at the end of the year and seeing like portal winners and losers. Like right
yeah,
now, it's just guessing.
hmm yeah, that would be a lot of fun. I mean, and people
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
that. Like, what was the plus minus on the portal for particular? Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be fun. But for now, also rule changes. Like I said, I think that like I still think that it's boring. Nothing consequential in here, so I really didn't have any additional opinion. I mean, I've heard some podcasts talk about it a little bit, but I mean, I think generally people are all of the same vein. It's like the 3-point takedown was gonna okay. That's a decade worth of change. We're
Right. Right. Right.
we're gonna take the decade off and like or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's so interesting though that like headgear optional and mandatory mouthpiece.
right. Hmm.
Because that's just like it's so strange. I feel like almost nobody wears a mouthpiece.
Yeah, I don't know. I think fair number
Probably
do.
less than 10% of people wear a
Really?
mouthpiece. Yeah.
I mean, it's a concussion thing. I guess is where
Yeah.
it gained favor. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
like, and headgear obviously works, or at least not wearing headgear has a pretty good chance of giving you cauliflower ear.
Right. But if they're not mandatory at practice, then like
Right.
it's
Mhm.
silly to mandate it in the meet.
Yeah. Like I said, okay, but we're done with that too. This slide
Yes.
goes away. We're not. All right. So we had wrestling's favorite bad boy, Bo Nickel, uh, entering the octagon.
Wait,
Uh,
wait. I don't know if he's like the favorite bad boy. I think he's gone too far with the bad boy.
yeah. I mean, well, he's like an unintentional heel,
Yeah.
and then uh, yeah. So anyway, uh, whether it's
Yeah.
intentional or unintentional, he is fairly unlikable to anybody who doesn't root for Penn State.
Yes.
I will say that. And so when he lost, I mean, I saw there was a lot of people who like immediately wanted to like white knight or really wanted to like jump on and say, "Hey, you should be rooting for Bo Nickel. He's a wrestler." I mean, let's go through the long and
Yeah,
illustrious list of great and fun wrestlers there have been in the UFC. Right? You got Kevin Randleman. You've got uh, Johnny Hendricks. You have Matt Hughes, All American. You
yeah,
have Coleman, and I'm not even scratching the surface, right? And you're going
right,
from
right.
like uh,
Wasn't Dan Severn
Dan
like a
Severn's a Michigan guy, right? Michigan wrestler, right? So like, and like Justin Gaethje was Northern Colorado. So love
from the
watching
beginning?
wrestlers be
Yeah,
successful in the UFC. Right? That doesn't mean I gotta love Bo Nickel. And so,
right.
like, and like, let's just be honest. Okay, so this is Bo Nickel's first time against a top 15 guy, and he got folded like a chair. I don't know. Did you
Yeah,
see it?
I did.
I mean, it was a non-competitive fight, and he was like, once he got hurt, he
Yeah,
absolutely didn't want to be there. Once he started getting punched in the face after with his midsection hurting. And the reality is, if you're Bo Nickel, there's no more fights where you're not going to get hurt.
right,
I mean, you fight a top 10 guy, and how many guys can fight top 10 guys and not get hurt at some point in that match?
right,
Like almost none. We're talking elite, elite, elite. So from here on out, if you want to keep fighting, you're going to get hurt every fight. All right. So I just thought it was like crazy on a bunch of different levels, right? So we got Carter,
Carter
and
Strachey.
yeah, Carter, our boy
Yeah,
Carter, friend of the show. Well, he would be if he knew about it for sure. He says, easy fix, Bo will be champ. All right. So now, this is not a bad tweet in the sense that, like, he's a ride or die guy, whether
yeah,
it's
yeah,
Zack Ryder or whomever. He's a ride or die guy. You know, Jordan Burroughs, like, he's going to, like, end his career because he did something to golf or whatever. You know, so
right,
this isn't like bad, but it is inaccurate.
right.
Like, there is not an easy fix to what ails Bo Nickel in MMA. I mean, he is just not a killer. I
Yeah,
mean, he looks like a wrestler who's never been in a street fight. Have you ever read like Matt Hughes' autobiography? That guy was
yep,
getting in street fights from the time he was 3 years old. Like,
yep,
I was training a class. It was in Traverse City, Michigan. And this one of my students, he's like, yeah, I went to Lincoln College with Matt Hughes. So Matt Hughes did 2 years at Lincoln and
yeah.
then 2 years at Eastern, right? And he's like, yeah, that dude's crazy. We get done with practice and he'd take a shower and he's like, who wants to go uptown and get in fights? Like literally, fighting was his life before he did it professionally. I
Yeah,
mean, I mean, he's a freaking killer. You think Bo Nickel ever said after practice at Penn State, hey, let's go down to the bar and start beating people up?
right.
Unlikely, right? I mean, he'll shoot an elk at 250 yards, but like, I just didn't see that dog. We got Justin Bash. Love Justin Bash doing great things this podcast. Great positive advocate for the sport. Obviously, Penn State friend. Like, so everybody's jumping on this, right? So apparently, if you criticize Bo Nickel, you've never accomplished anything. And uh, I mean, look, does Bo Nickel suck at MMA? No. If he was in the Northeastern Indiana Fight League, he'd be a dominant champ. I think he could easily dominate. Uh, but would he be the one champ? Would he be? Is he going to be UFC champ? Probably not. And like, it doesn't mean. Look, I've been watching MMA. I've seen Lee Murray fight live, and that guy's been in jail for 20 years. I've been watching MMA for a long time, and I know what I see when I'm watching that fight. And it was just, I mean, could Bo get better? Could Bo come back? I tend to believe no.
Yeah, yeah. This, I don't know, man. Like this just reeks of like contempt for the fans too. I mean,
Right?
you could you could put a white box over that sucks and then type in is awesome. it's the exact same
Yeah,
meme.
it does got a little Penn State fandom flavor to it, doesn't it? Oh yeah, for sure. Oh boy. Um, and then Willie, our guy Willie. So not a single account tweeting hype train derailed ever competed at a high level. Soy boys and armchairs quarterbacks. Look, you're like the next best thing. You go up against a non-top 10 guy and
Yeah,
you get folded like a lawn chair and you don't know how to you're a wrestler and you don't know what to do in the clinch.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, he didn't want to be at distance. He got in the clinch, he just got his brains kneed out. And he took the guy down and he got reversed in 10 seconds.
Yep.
So I'm sorry, but that's the definition of hype train derailed.
Right.
Like, I'm not saying he could never be good, right? But like, that's the definition of a hype train derail. Everybody thinks fast tracking this guy to be champ, goes up against a non-top 10 guy and gets folded. Like,
Well, the other thing about him was like in his previous fights, he never looked like that great.
oh,
It was always about the credentials, and the people in his training camp say he's getting so much better at striking, and it was always like the stuff you can't see,
mm-hmm,
is
right,
what makes him so great. And then when you see him, you're like, even when he was winning, it's like, man, that looks a little
right, sketch.
clumsy, not by my standards, but by like top UFC guys. I watch a lot of the UFC. I'm like, I don't know if he looks like a killer.
Mm-hmm. No,
So
like,
it was hype. It was total hype.
yeah. I mean, look, well, we'll talk more about it. And then Pat Minio just went all out. I don't even know if I did them all, but like, he's like, Kale Sanderson's dominance has successfully made Iowa fans root for other countries over America. That's quite an impact. So, I mean, if you ever looked at like the stream of tweets from Bo Nickal about Iowa, like, oh,
Right.
Penn State's going to win 60-0. Like, basically all he does is like play the heel to Iowa fans.
Right, right, right.
And like, what?
Well, and then he also posted the Tom Brands
Oh, the
crying
crying video, right?
video.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, so like, of
How are
course,
you going to post that video and then like 2 weeks later be like, "Hey, I'm a wrestler. We're all together," like
mm-hmm. Yeah,
even
right.
this isn't Bo posting that. So,
No, no,
but
no, no,
how
no, not at all.
right, right.
But then,
Yeah.
like, okay, what's next here? Like, whoever thought so many fans would celebrate a foreigner non wrestler beating an American wrestler? People hate PSU more than they love America.
Well,
I mean,
well,
like, like, this is not like some like
right.
Russian or like Chinese guy. This is like a Dutch guy.
Right.
I mean, what has the Dutch ever done to you? Like we're saying, what did like Pat get like kicked in the head by some guy with wooden shoes when he was a kid or something? I mean, like, what is the
Right.
thing about like why should we be like so anti-Dutch, right? And then like, I mean, certainly people's like dislike for their college rivals is greater than their dislike for the Dutch.
Right.
Like, I hate tulips. This is no good. I don't even know. Uh, we keep going with our guy here. Uh, so this is where it gets so extreme. Like, nothing more toxic than the wrestling community when it's one of its own finally fails. I had no idea so many were rooting for his downfall. And then it's like lots of armchair quarterbacks and experts, 8 pro fights and $4 million later, and all of a sudden Bo Nickal doesn't know how to fight and should quit because he lost one. Those are 4 million reasons why Bo Nickal will never be good.
Right.
I'll be completely honest with you. Like, you're coming from the slums of freaking Brazil, or you're coming from Mexico, or like I mean, like, that guy's done nothing and he's made $4 million.
Right.
That's why he's never going to be good, right?
But is that true, or is that just like something he's saying? Has he
It
made
wouldn't
that
doubt me.
much?
They put him on the 300 card. I mean, so like,
Yeah.
I mean, he's cashed in on his name. Um, let's see. More Iowa fans rooting for a non-wrestler against Nickal and hanging on the rim if the dude beat him, went to Iowa is one of the most pathetic things I've ever seen. I'm rooting for wrestler versus non-wrestler every time, no matter what college you went to. That's just me. I mean, I love wrestling, but like, someone's a d bag.
Right, right,
I have to
right.
root for them. I mean, it's like
And
sorry.
he's embracing that image too.
Oh
It's
yeah,
not like
right. Just getting worse, right? I mean, so I know Bo's like looking around and trying to figure out like who can give him good solid advice, right? And
yep.
like so I'm here for him. I
Here,
know when
here.
he
Great.
like announced on Twitter, suck my D to everyone and all that, like he was just being a little defensive and really wants to know what people think about his MMA career. So I'm here for him. But I feel like this is it. So you're Dana White. And you're like, all right, so what does Bo Nickel have? And then he says, does he have like fighting skills? He's got a name and he's got a following, right? And
Yeah.
so as long as he's winning, yeah, I can make a lot of money in a championship fight. But now he's like, I got these like 180, these guys that nobody knows about, right? That are
Mm-hmm.
killers. How do I make this guy who's a full on killer, fan favorite, and hype him up?
Yeah.
I let him kill Bo Nickel. So like, if Bo Nickel like stays in the UFC, there's a lot of CTE in his future
Yeah, yeah.
because like he can be like the top 20 gatekeeper.
Yeah, yeah.
But the problem
That's
when you're the
good.
top 20 gatekeeper is half the time the guy makes it through the gate.
Right.
And like that's just not good for his health. Um,
Yeah.
and you know what Bo Nickel is really really good at. I looked at his wiki page. He's really really good at freestyle wrestling. He's beat Zahid. He's beat all these people. The other thing he's really really good at is being a heel.
Yeah.
What just happened? Hulk Hogan announced the real American freestyle.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a marriage made in heaven.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a perfect like opportunity for Bo to like. I mean, because
Right.
like honestly, those knees and stuff, that's all gonna heal. He was taking all that to his head, like that'd have been ugly. So I hope Bo
So
goes
you're
to real American freestyle.
yeah. And he's probably one of the top five most recognizable names.
Right. With the
Yeah.
UFC experience.
Yeah. Is Real American Freestyle going to be like team based or is it just
No.
individual?
No, it's individual.
Okay.
First event's in Ohio. So it's not the Cleveland. So August, I think. So
Got it.
that's
Do
be
we need
cool. We probably save another show for that because we need to do some research and
Yeah, yeah. We'll
worth
do a show
talking
on that.
about. Anyway, you
So
got any advice for
what's your
Bo?
take? Advice for Bo? No, I don't have advice for Bo, but I had a thought about the whole situation.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be like kind of deep.
Okay.
How do I say this? All right, the thesis is that Division One wrestlers compared to the '90s
Mm-hmm.
now, like Division One wrestlers now compared to the '90s are kind of soft.
Yeah.
And in the original, like when UFC started in the mid '90s, for probably the first 10 to 15 years, it was a pretty safe bet to like bet on the wrestler.
Right.
And there was just a toughness to it. I think a lot of the other martial arts just didn't have a tradition of actually going and competing. You, and wrestlers, if you're a Division One All American, you've probably wrestled 1,000 career matches and have like 900 career wins. And so
Right.
you've proven that you can do that. And now, this is just a casual. I heard now wrestlers they join these elite clubs as kids.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And I heard one wrestler saying, I'm teaching this kid in middle school stuff I learned in college. And the thing about that technique is that means that middle school kid is winning matches because he knows more technique, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But compared to the '90s, I think you learned only like 7 moves. You learned like
Right.
a double leg, a headlock, a half, a crossface cradle, a stand up, sit out, and a switch.
Power half
And
fireman's.
okay, but a
Yeah.
dozen moves,
Mm-hmm.
and everyone knew what these dozen moves were, and so to win, you had to kind of be like tougher, stronger, quicker. all these things. It
Right.
wasn't like you could take just any random kid and be like, hey, we're gonna give you like a world champion coach and teach you like in this situation do this thing and the other person won't even know what's happening, which
Right.
is like a strategy. But it makes me wonder if like the people who are rising up in middle school and high school are like actually super coached rather than super tough.
Yeah. Wrestling's getting soft, huh? I think one other
Wrestling's getting
thing,
soft.
all the wrestlers, like early UFC wrestlers, for the most part,
Yeah.
were juiced to the gills.
Okay.
There is that also. Like,
But there were no rules then.
right. I'm not right. I mean, I'm just saying that like they were certainly
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
all the guys in Hammer House, Randleman, Coleman, Phil Baroni. Like, oh, I got to see. I was at Liam's graduation up at Central, so I always I always go by the Phil Baroni like team pick.
Uh-huh.
New York badass in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just felt like it used to be a safe bet to bet on the guy that had better wrestling credentials, and that's not true anymore. Like, not even close.
Yep. I agree. I agree. All right. Good. Well, good luck to you, Bo. Get back on
Yeah.
that horse. And his coach said he needs more.
Easy fix, man. Easy fix. No.
Yeah. Easy fix, right? Coach says he needs more in octagon experience. So I look forward to it. All right. I didn't get to update this. I did go on one bike ride. Uh,
All right.
oh, I haven't checked my. Oh, let's check my resting heart rate. See if there's any good news to report. My daily readiness is high. 68. All right, we're moving in the right direction.
Nice.
Whoa, I didn't need that. Darn it. All right, so that's down one. And we have I did like I forget, maybe a 15-mile ride. I'll get that updated by next week.
15-mile ride. All
I've
right.
been walking a lot with Amy, so that's cutting into my riding time. So like just want to do power walks and that's cool. It's all good.
Yeah,
But
walking's good exercise. I spent the week in Dallas, so I did not lift weights this week. Um, I did a little bit of research into the Titan Mercury thing.
mm-hmm.
So essentially, Titan Mercury sponsors wrestlers all around the nation. Um, there's a guy, I think his name was Andy Barch, who wrestled for Columbia.
Yeah.
Actually, lives in California. Lives in California, and I don't know, runs this organization. I couldn't figure out what the organization actually does. The interesting thing I found though is it says it was founded in 2012. And I swear I remember Titan Mercury sponsoring wrestlers when I was growing up. And I don't know if I'm like having a mismemory or if this is a Mandela effect thing. So I'm gonna throw this out to some of my wrestler friends and ask them when did Titan Mercury start being a thing?
Right. Yeah, because I kind of feel the same way. I thought like when I was a little kid, like guys were maybe they were like Sunkiss though. It was like Sunkiss
Sun,
Kids was big.
Sunkist was a thing. That was the big
Yeah.
one. And then New York Athletic Club, which I think is still somewhat of a thing.
Yeah.
I
Hmm.
think Kyle Dake was briefly affiliated with them.
Oh yeah.
But I remember anyway, I got to see if anyone else has the same memory because
More
I
to
remember
come.
Titan Mercury growing up. What?
But 2012 was like a long time ago now.
Yeah, but I graduated college in 2001, and that's when I like had my last real match.
Mm-hmm.
So it's easy in my mind to
Right.
divide before that and after that.
Yeah.
And I distinctly remember it happening before that.
Okay.
So still digging into it. I'm gonna reach out to them with an email and ask them just what's going on.
Straight up. Are you the
Yeah.
Illuminati?
Yes, exactly.
How do I get it? Oh, awesome. All right. So senior world time. So next weekend, awesome. I really want to like drive down to Louisville, but I'm getting a little pushback on that.
Mm.
So probably not making my way down to Louisville, but
Yeah, yeah.
we shall see. The second,
How many hours would that be?
that would be probably wouldn't be like 5 or 6, probably. Well, maybe a little more than that. Maybe like 7. I'd have to look into that. All right. Anyway, whether we go or not, we can watch live on Flow, which is going to be awesome, right? So
Yeah, yeah. We should
65
stream.
is freaking stacked.
Yes.
Marcus Blaze, Seth Gross moving up. Real Woods, Brock Hardy, Bo Bassett, Valencia, Carter Young, Jesse Mendez, Bo Bartlett, and Nick Lee jumped in, which is kind of
Nick
cool.
Lee, yeah.
So, um,
Now, is
so
this everyone or is this notable names?
this is everyone
Okay,
updated yesterday or 2 days ago, day before graduation. So,
got it.
this is off Flo's list. Shout out Flow Wrestling. Thank you for all your hard efforts and research. And um, this is who we have. So, give me your finalists here.
Ooh, finalists? But we got to look at a bracket. But okay, anyway.
All right, take 3. You get 3 finalists.
Oh, take 3. Okay, Jesse Mendez, Nick Lee, Marcus Blaze.
Ooh. So I went with all the old guys, and then they all like retired. So like my U.S. Open picks were garbage. So I'm not going Nick Lee, even though obviously he's shown he can get it done. I think Jesse Mendez is a hard to bet against. I'll go Jesse Mendez. Spice it up with a little young guy. I'm gonna go Aiden Valencia, and then just because he's funky, I'm gonna go Seth Gross. I know he's old, but he's not.
He's up a weight too.
Ah, that's right. Okay, sorry, I take that back. Yeah, he's always been horrible. 65.
Yeah.
Scratch that. Let's go Mendez, Valencia, and by horrible I mean not as good. I don't. I
Yeah.
hate being. I'm not trying to be critical of these guys. I mean, I know they're all freaking awesome. So, let's go Mendez, Valencia, and give me Brock Hardy. Why not?
Brock
Yeah,
Hardy?
he took third U23s, Worlds. Yeah, I'll take Brock.
All right. He's not young.
No, he's not, but he's young at heart. He had that
Young at
mission,
heart, yeah. Yeah.
But anyway, lots of great wrestling, right?
Mhm.
70 also. Um, I'll go first, I guess, on top 3. Give me James Green, another young guy. Uh,
Yeah.
PJ Duke, a young guy. And give me Antrell Taylor.
Antrell Taylor?
Yeah.
Okay. Uh yeah, I gotta include James Green, but since you went with 2 different ones and I picked first last time, I'll go with Caleb Henson. Wait, you didn't take Ridge, right?
No, I didn't.
You took PJ and Antrell? Okay, I'll take Caleb and Ridge.
Ridge. Very good. Yeah, I mean, you're pretty likely to see probably these couple of these Nebraska guys hit, right? Or at least
Yeah, for
one
sure.
Nebraska on Nebraska matchup here. That'll be cool and fun.
Yeah.
Um, for sure. Let's see. Any other notables? But Brayton Lee's fighting now, right? So I don't know how much he's wrestling. But
Yeah, that'll be fine. Will Luan is like surprisingly good at freestyle, right?
yeah, I mean
Was he a world champ? Like a
he
U20
was
world champ or something?
not U20 cadets world champ.
Cadet world champ.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, he's got to get a gut. He's got to work on getting guys down though. Uh,
Yeah.
but I mean, obviously he's he's a good wrestler for sure. All right, 74. Your turn. Not as exciting,
Ooh.
huh? So I
This
guess
is
we should
exciting.
mention who they have, right? So 65 has who waiting?
Oh, you mean it's Yanni?
Yanni.
you mean who
No,
they're gonna
not
go
Yanni
into?
at 65. Yanni went up to 70. Who's the 65? Oh, it's Joy McKenna, right? Just to
Oh yeah,
mention
yeah, that's right.
who's in the waiting. 70's
Yeah,
got Yanni, and 74 is Messenbrink. So the
Messenbrink.
winner
Yeah,
of this takes on Mitchell.
yeah. I think David Carr is gonna take this one.
Yeah,
Um,
just give me one guy.
yeah,
I'm pretty much in the same boat. So Carr Monday is always a fun match, but Carr seems to always
yeah,
get the best of it. Caliendo hasn't. We haven't seen him in freestyle in a long time.
yep.
So
That's interesting.
Joey Blaze, Barraclue, uh,
Yeah.
went back to the traditional. Yeah, I think Carr Messenbrink most
Yep.
likely, and
We're gonna see that rebound.
that's a fun rematch. So that's exciting.
And when they
70s.
do a best of three, that happens all in the same day, right? Like whoever wins this, when they go to the actual final X, the best of three all happens in the same
Yeah,
day.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So 79, I'll go first. Uh, the winner of 79 has
Who beat Hamity again? Oh, Wick. Wick.
Wick. Okay, so winner gets
Yeah.
Wick. Um, yeah, give me Hamity to come out of this one.
Yeah, that's who I wanted to.
Got to go Levi, I
I don't want
guess.
to go. Yeah, I guess. Uh, Karchlight sometimes is like really good at freestyle.
Yeah,
Um,
him and Monday just didn't like. I didn't think they looked great at the Open. I don't know.
yeah, I'll go with Karchlight.
86 is fire.
Yes.
Coleman, Marsteller, Kekheisen, Sarachi, and Kyle Dake.
Yeah. First of all, they're gonna seed this, right? So Kyle Dake's the one seed. Who's the two seed?
So it's based on pinpoints, and I don't really know like when people move around weights how pinpoints travel.
Okay.
So certainly Marsteller has. I mean, he's been a world team member. So I have to
Right.
feel like he has more pinpoints than C Star, right?
Right.
But Kekheisen really didn't do any freestyle until the last U.S. Open in recent memory.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have
So Kyle won, chance
I would
two.
say Coleman Kekheisen is gonna be your pigtail, and
Okay.
then the winner of that gets Kyle Dake, and you got Strachey Marsteller would be my guess how they seed that, which is
Oh, okay.
freaking awesome.
Yes.
But I think chances it's so, it's so hard to pick against Carter, but Carter's not the same guy at freestyle. I mean
Yeah.
he definitely loses in freestyle. So give me Chance over Carter. Give me Dake over. Give me Kekheisen over Coleman. Give me Dake over Kekheisen. Give me. Uh, I'll go Chance because I know you're gonna go Dake.
Yeah, I'll go with Dake. The match I really want to see is Kyle Dake versus Carter Starachi. They're both four times. Well, I guess Carter's a five times.
Right?
So that would be just for the. Have we ever seen two four-time champs wrestle after they won four times? I don't think so. Who?
So I mean, Yanni was in freestyle for a long time. Did he ever wrestle Stever? I mean, they're kind of close.
That could have been right. That would have been,
Yanni Stever is the only one I think that might have happened. Right?
but it had to have happened after. I think Stieber retired before Yanni even won his fourth. So
No, right. Oh, after they won their fourth? Yeah, I don't
yeah,
think.
they're both already for not that they wrestled in youth league, but
Mm-hmm.
after they had already won four times. I don't think that's ever happened.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah, so that could be cool. But Carter, I mean, Downey didn't sign up? Didn't Downey take down Carter?
Yeah, no, he looked good until he gassed after 35 seconds. So, um,
So,
yeah, I don't. Well, last I saw, Downey wasn't there, so
okay.
there's that. Um, all right, 92. Who do we got waiting? Oh,
Ooh.
obviously Zahid's waiting at 86, right?
Yeah, the Heat's waiting at 86.
Who won 92? He beat Aiden Sinclair in the finals. His name is not Dustin Plott. Why are we blanking
I,
on that?
yeah, I watched it and everything.
Right. We were there.
Right. Hot damn.
Who
Should I
was
look
it?
it up?
You're going to have to investigate.
Yeah, I'll investigate. You can read the names.
Brophy, Machiavelli. Oh, I got Brophy there twice. Eric Schultz, Dustin Plott, Aiden Sinclair, Josh Barr, and Jacob Cardenas. Oh, give me Cardenas to come out of this.
Oh, Hidley.
Oh, right.
Right.
Give me Hidley to win. Well, we don't have to do our final expedition now.
Yeah, we don't have to do that yet because we don't know the matches.
So
So
unless,
you took Cardenas?
yeah, unless Brophy is able to truly clone himself and he gets to go 2-on-1, which would be a
Yeah.
significant advantage. I'll take
Um,
I'll
I-
take Jacob
okay. I'll go with Sinclair.
Sinclair. Yeah, interesting to see Bar. So Bar like Sinclair like 10 like Tech Bar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. 97. I guess as long as Snyder can stay on the mat, shouldn't really
Right.
matter. But Hoffman, Knopp, Aiello, Laird, give me Aiello.
You take two and I'll take the other two.
Yeah, give me Aiello and Laird.
All right. Hoffman and now.
All right. And then heavy, Lance Wood, Thomas, Zilmer, Hilger, and Stoddard.
Mm,
Obviously missing from the list, Mason Paris and
Gable Stevenson.
Abel. So
Stevenson.
it's looking, yeah, looking like Wyatt's got a good shot of competing at the World Championship. But
Right. That's the main takeaway. Zilmer Zilmer's made a team, right?
yep.
And he's got that. I could see Zilmer being just a little too quick and balanced for Wyatt. I think that would be Wyatt's toughest. Although might still want to pick Wyatt in that match.
Mm-hmm.
But Zilmer, I pick Zilmer to come out of this if this is indeed the final list.
You got Zilmer. I'll take Demetrius Thomas. He just did it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. He's big.
Is there any update? We talked about Mason Paris doing football last time. Any updates?
I haven't had anything. I haven't seen anything other than he was at like the Michigan Pro Day, so he's definitely taking it seriously. And I think uh at FRL, not like formally, but FRL said he's doing football. Like my singer, who's
Mm-hmm.
the Michigan kid, if I remember correctly. But I don't think he's going to be there. But I think that like, I mean, and honestly, if you're on the fence and like Hulk Hogan's like
Yeah.
throwing contracts out there, like maybe I go to Real American Freestyle. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they've signed a bunch of people. They haven't released many names. I know Askren, but David Carr I think signed. I mean, like, so you could do both, but like,
And there's not really a good track record of people going from wrestling to football. Like
yeah,
Stephen Neal.
there's like one guy, right?
Yeah, Stephen Neal, who
Yeah.
was a world champ, and really when he won worlds, I think twice in a row, or worlds then Olympics or something like that. Completely looked unbeatable. So I could see if you felt like you had nothing left to prove in wrestling,
Mm-hmm.
like, and you were still in your 20s, like I'll try this other thing. And he he barely made the Patriots, and then I think over the years became okay, and he won a Super Bowl ring with Brady, and so that was like kind of a success story.
Right.
But everyone else, Gable did it.
Right.
Um,
Super freaks, right? I mean, like Brock
yeah,
Lesnar tried,
yep,
Gable tried, and these are I mean,
the top
ultimate
guys.
athletes, right? And like couldn't do it. So I mean,
Right,
just like a football player is not going to win gold in freestyle wrestling in the Olympics.
right.
you know, like,
Yeah, yeah,
right? Adrian Peterson's not making a world team. Like, it's just like the sports are different, and like at the elite level, the guys are really, really good. So,
yeah. I guess I'd love to hear their thought process of what it is. Is it the money? Is it the challenge? Is it the it's a team sport, and I want that team
hmm
vibe. I'd like to hear what
yeah, I
it's
mean,
like.
Paris got the Olympic experience, right?
Yeah,
And like he didn't have a great Olympics, right? So maybe he's like
yeah,
maybe I'm just not being the best in the U.S. if you don't cash it. I mean, he didn't he win bronze the year before or something? I think I thought he medaled the world
at Worlds.
championship, yeah.
Yeah, I think he did.
But yeah, whatever reason he decided, and it wasn't like he got
Yeah,
hurt. He's going into football, right? So like,
right.
I mean, if you're hurt, you're not making the bills. Yeah, yeah. I don't know, but
Exactly.
this is a disappointing. I mean, to me, like you watch like that, just saw like the Iranian like world team finals,
Yeah.
and it's like Zare versus Musawi, and you're like, I think either of those guys could beat these guys back to back.
Yeah.
Like with maybe like a 5 minute rest between matches. I mean, the level of those two guys. I
Yeah.
got two of them, right? That are like, gold contenders, and then we just don't.
We just, yep.
And yeah, it's kind of sad, because I mean,
Well, also our talent has been split between Greco and freestyle at heavyweight. Because Kuhn and Schultz
right?
are people who could be really high level freestyle guys too.
Yeah, I think so for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. So I don't know much about the Iranian heavyweight at Greco-Roman, but
Probably
I
good.
guess he's probably got some skills for sure. Yeah, I don't know, like that Masawi guy. Like I just when I watch him, I just like, man, how does this guy lose? And then Zari just pushes him around.
Yeah.
Like guy's huge. He's like as big as a house. And
Yeah.
Zari just muscles him up. I'm like, oh jeez, how strong that guy must be. Crazy. Anyway, we'll see him at Worlds. All right, so we have a couple things. Wagers tied 1-1. You won the UFC. We both got Bo Nickel losing right.
Yeah.
You were just a little more accurate on some of the other picks. So,
I think I also picked Bo by knockout.
oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, so you beat me there. Well, yeah, I must have picked sub.
Yeah.
Let's see. But you won many of the other ones. I I again went with like the old guys, not
Yeah.
paying close enough attention. Realize
I went with my thesis of picking against wrestlers.
it. All wrestlers will lose. All right. So I put another bet on there. I don't know if you can always add bets in here. I figured the men's senior freestyle golds at world championships. I put it at 0.5.
Oof.
And then you got the over the under there. I know you like Wyatt.
I gotta go with the over, man. With the extra weight classes and us having a pretty decent rep at every single weight. But we did win 0 at the Olympics, so
In the
I
non
like
Olympic
the
weights.
line. But I'm gonna go with the over. Somebody's gonna get it done.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean Spencer, 57's pretty cleared out. Gucci's not there. Like
right.
and Spencer's got a good shot.
You should have put it at 1.5. Now that I think about it,
And I thought about it, but like there's no way you don't take the under at 1 point. I mean, I mean,
That's true.
two's
That's
tough.
yeah.
I mean, if Japan's getting three or whatever, like,
We
I mean,
yeah.
so Aaron
We
Brooks
should put
is
it at
there.
one, and then one is a push.
No, I'm good. You
Okay,
got the
okay. I'll
you
take the over.
you got the over.
Okay.
You haven't won yet. And then we have the Gable game. This just popped
Yeah.
up. Looked awesome. So I guess I'll go first. This will be for a victory in the
Ooh.
wager. I'm gonna go
So
with
this is this year's.
yeah.
Hold on. Explain what this game
Yeah,
is,
so
if
this is a
anybody's
Gable game.
listening.
So you're trying to guess a wrestler, and you guess wrestlers, and then they give you um, whether you're right, whether you're right about conference, whether you're right about like whether the placement's higher or lower. Just gives you clues. You're working through a series of clues. I like to start with Kyle Parko. So I've got a
And
big.
this wrestler has to be an NCAA wrestler from this past season.
What's that?
The wrestler has to be from this past season, NCAA Division One.
Yes, that's it. Okay.
Okay.
So this is a non-senior, not from Iowa, in the Big Ten, below lower than 84% winning percentage. Ooh, less than 149,
Right.
but he placed. That what's that guy's name? Is it Zan Fugit? All right, so he's a placer. Okay, so he did less than fourth, less than 70% winning percentage. So 125.
Can you
Um,
make the screen a little bigger? It's hard for me to
yeah,
see.
yeah. Sorry.
It's still hard.
Um,
Can you get rid of all the OBS stuff?
I can take us to the Vizio full view. Better?
Okay. All right. This will. I still can't read it, but
How about that?
okay. I can kind of read it now.
I'm going Caleb Smith, All American. But he's not. Oh, he's not a. He's a senior. So I need an. No. Oh, he could be an NCAA qualifier. This is Park. No,
Right.
Parker's a non-qualifier. He obviously wrestled. A junior. Um, Placer. That can't be right. Kyle Parker didn't. He qualified for Big Tens or for NCAAs. He wrestled and lost.
Right.
Um,
Right. So it's higher than.
Dean Peterson,
Ooh, okay. You got the year and the big
125,
class.
less than the round of 12th. Big Ten, 125er. Um, geez, this is tough.
Yeah.
So
I was just looking at the 125. What's the
mhm.
Indiana guy's name?
Oh, Joey, what's the Joey Cruz from Iowa? No, higher than 48%, less than round of 12. Oh, these like man, this is tough. Minnesota. What's the guy's name? Just transferred. We talked about it. Went to Chattanooga.
Hmm.
Flynn Cooper.
What
So
about
he's a round of 16 guy from the Big Ten at 125. Uh, so not Lillidahl, not Joey Cruz, not Caleb Smith. Caleb Smith, All American. Not Cooper
Peters?
Flynn. Not Dean Peterson. I already guessed him.
Oh.
Uh,
What about Ramos?
oh, because Ramos is not a junior. He's like an
Oh,
eighth year senior, right?
yeah.
So, mm, so Purdue, Indiana. Nebraska, not Minnesota. What's the Wisconsin kid's name? Riviera, maybe? Yeah, Nickal Riviera. Worse than Nickal Riviera. Riviera's only a sophomore. I'm running out of like schools. Who's the Northwestern 25? Not Renteria. He went
Wait,
out.
you figured out what round they're in? What round did they do at
He's round
NCAA?
of 16.
Round of 16.
Yeah, blood round. Blood round
Round of
wrestler from the Big
blood
Ten.
round is round of 12, though, right?
Okay. So he's round of 16. Get to the blood round. He lost in the round of 16, right? Didn't make the blood round. Who was the Illinois? It wasn't Iowa. Man, I'm really like, it's obviously not Kale Smith, but I don't know. I'm gonna concede.
You're gonna concede.
Yeah.
You want me to pull up this 120, tell you some Big Ten
No, no,
125ers?
no. It's not, I'm gonna lose.
Oh,
I'm gonna
okay.
go Maximal Jacob Moran. No way you would have gotten that without like you helping me. So I got 0. So you got a chance here. Steal a point
I got a
here.
chance. Okay.
Um,
All right.
let me see.
You refresh?
I'm gonna keep bumping this up. See if that works. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So we're gonna refresh. Oh, no, I can't even close this window because it's. Okay, game over. Maybe
Okay.
I gotta go back. Let's see.
Click it again.
What? How do you restart it?
There's no try again button.
You are forever locked in the Gable game.
Right.
Copy
Jacob
link.
Moran with your one shot.
You got one shot. Don't miss your chance to blow, man. Let's see. We're gonna
You're
switch up
doing a different
the
browser.
browser.
Yeah. Gable game. All right, we're going.
We are. Who you got?
Let's type in Hunter Garvin.
Okay.
So,
Did worse than 6, under 65, not in the ACC.
what about that year in sophomore? I can't read the
Sophomore
arrow.
up. It's a
Sophomore
junior or
up,
senior.
and they're less than 165.
Yeah.
And they're
There's probably people in the chat right now just screaming at us.
this is always tough though, and you got to find that guy that like didn't even place. Um,
Yeah. So
let's
Illinois had a
go.
lot of
Let's go, Jaden. Oh wait, no, it said Stanford's not right.
so it's not an ACC's not right. So like like you got like Cannon Webster blood round. Like Illinois had a bunch of guys losing the blood round. Like got to be under
Yeah, that's true.
165.
Um, snap. What about Jaden Abbas?
But you're still like in the wrong conference, right?
I'm still in the wrong conference. That's true. But let's see.
That gave you nothing. Except it's less.
Less
Greater
than 149.
not a not
So,
qualifier. So either round of 16 or a round of 12. Or 7th or 8th, I guess.
how about Steve O'Poulin?
Steve O.
Hey, all right. I got something right. What do we get?
It is a
125?
125 junior who finished less than 8th. That sucks. You get to play off all my plays because like I just did 125 guys.
That's true. Oh, if it's Jacob Moran again,
Well, I think we have to guess it just to see. And
Yeah,
then we
Jacob Moran.
then we disqualify. My IP address is always Jacob Moran. Ah, no,
Hey,
no, no, no. That's a DQ. That doesn't count.
man.
All right, we need to do a little
All right,
research.
we found the security flaw in the Gable game.
I'm gonna play. I got it. One guess. Jacob Moran. All right. Still, it's a cool game.
Yeah.
I gotta imagine it's gonna give you more than one shot. So we definitely promote the Gable game. URL gablegame.com. Check it out. A lot of fun. More fun when you get it right. More fun when it's not
Same guy twice.
some guy who finished 13th or something. But
Yeah.
all right, cool. Best of socials. What did I find? Um, so Virginia Tech, feel good story. I thought that was pretty cool this week that Coach Roby gave his kidney, donated his kidney, okay,
Yeah.
to Samatona's dad. And like Samatona was like the biggest 125, the biggest 133, and the biggest 141, or at least a healthy
Yeah.
141. So I hope he doesn't need a kidney in his future as well. But he
Yeah.
certainly cut some weight. But that's super cool. Cool wrestling, feel good story. Um, what do we have here? Freestyle. What did I do with that? Oh yeah, freestyle
Yeah, I looked at
schedule.
this. What were you trying to
I was just like thought it was cool, like just see what's going on, things to talk about in the pod, like what's happening.
in the future?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Because it's a weird post because it says freestyle season and then it lists like Mongolian ranking series and I was
right.
okay.
So Worlds is in September. Uh, Claw wrestling. Um,
So is Claw going to be a competitor with Real American Freestyle?
so Claw's been around for a little bit. They definitely taking a different approach. I thought that was interesting because Real American Freestyle is like they're announcing some people that they're signing, and things like that, and like whereas Claw's like much more. We got 27 All Americans, 21 qualifiers, 4 world team members,
Yeah.
and like so they're definitely like holding their cards closer to the vest, in terms of like what's going on. But they're I mean obviously they sponsored the US Open. Like just I don't know. I mean anybody who's like trying to promote wrestling, I figure like show them a little love. I mean I'm interested to see what what their distribution tool is, right? So
Yeah.
where do they how do you get to watch Claw, right? And like can you do that without like you know, like a partner, right? Whether it's Flow or whatever it might be.
And because the question has to be asked, these are going to be like real wrestling, right? It's not going to be like Harlem Globetrotters versus the
Yeah,
general,
yes, yes. So Claw's
like
like with
getting Kamal Bay to like come into your town and bomb some like local high school coach for fun.
yeah, right. So I mean, I actually like at least that's the way it's gonna start, right?
Yeah.
And like so, the real American freestyle is like 3-3-3, like 9 minutes. I think they,
Okay.
I mean, in order to increase action, you have to like, I think if it's 3-3-3, they should be like 3 separate matches, right?
Oh, but that reminds you of the ball draw era,
I
which was
know it
awful.
does, but like,
Oh, that was
what if
awful.
somebody's up 9-0 and you got 6 more minutes of like defending? I mean, I don't know. Whatever. Like, you got to
Well, they
try
can
different
change.
things.
They can tweak their rules, right? They're not obliged
Hmm.
to.
Yeah. So
They could just make.
I thought the first period should be scripted. It's
Yeah.
like bombing and like like, that'd be pretty sweet. And then okay, now we wrestle for real. We do like one scripted period where like yeah, come on, base throwing guys into the crowd and stuff, and like and then like then you start wrestling after that.
Are
So
they going to do like the three slaps and then?
like, yeah. Oh, I don't know. What did I say? Why Henry? Henry got in on the oh yeah. More no bickle.
Yeah, yeah.
The wrestling world is taking a hit today. Keep your head up. This is not the end. He's like, I got beat by the well, a top 10 all-time pound for pounder. You know, it's like, you got beat by, I don't know, some Dutch dude, but okay. I got beat by Demetrius Johnson, just like basically every single other person that
Right.
has fought Demetrius Johnson. I don't think he has any losses that he didn't also beat the guy, right?
Right.
I'm just saying, there's a little bit difference between RDR and Mighty Mouse. Like, I
Well, there's
lost.
also difference between Cejudo and Bo Nickel.
There is no doubt. Right. Like, yeah, a lot of hardware. A lot of
Right.
hardware separating those two guys for sure. Like, keep your head up. I went on to be champion. Get back on your horse. Which,
All right. Well, hold on, hold on. We're not done with that.
okay, go ahead.
Is this encouragement or is this like a dig? What do you think?
I mean, does you think? No, I. Well, it's
Like, does
hard.
Henry think he's not? Does Henry think there's no way this guy's going to come back and be a champion? And I just want to remind everybody that I was a champion.
Oh, right. I mean, oh, so this is like self promotion from Henry.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, could be.
I mean, that's literally all he
Yeah,
does.
I once lost also. Yeah, that's true. I mean, Henry is definitely Triple C King of Cringe, and like,
Bend the knee, man. I'll show you how to win your next fight. Bend the knee.
right. And I just don't feel like I don't know. It's like it's all empirical. I haven't really studied it, but like it seems like when Henry starts working with somebody, their name's not John Jones. They don't win that next match. I don't know. I like Henry though.
I like
Awesome
Henry a lot.
story. Great. I mean,
I just
well,
kind of
I
think that this is like some more self promotion than
mhm.
encouragement.
And like okay, and this is back to like great UFC wrestlers, right?
Yeah,
And we didn't mention Henry. And we mentioned. I'm
yeah,
sure we didn't mention like a dozen guys who at
yeah.
least competed for titles that were in the end. You know that
Oh, there
wrestled.
was that guy Usman.
Yeah, Kamaru Usman.
Yeah, yeah. Like lots of great wrestlers who were great fighters.
Yeah, right,
John Jones. We didn't even say John
right.
Jones
Junior
or
college
Cormier.
world junior college champion John Jones.
Yeah,
Yeah, right. I mean, almost. I mean, look, if you're American and you're an MMA fighter, you decent chance you have a decent wrestling credential,
yeah.
right? So you can't like everybody, and especially the
It'd
guys
be
that
boring if you liked everybody.
right that aren't all that likable. All right, so that's basically what I have. Heading out to Lansing for a couple days this week. So which is cool because Monday night is there's a bike ride in Lansing group ride, so I'll have some miles to update for sure.
Nice.
Uh, yeah, again, happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. Did you have anything else, Roy?
Yeah, no report. Just finishing up school, so I've got my schedule freed up a lot more
Oh,
now
awesome.
that we did finished our worlds,
Yeah, how
and
did
yeah,
robotics go?
went pretty well. We sent two teams. One team went 4-6 in the qualifiers. The other team went 7-3, and then the 7-3 team did qualify for the playoffs
Yeah.
as a 4 seed, but unfortunately they did actually get upset in the first round.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes the robots are fickle, and so yeah, it's kind of interesting if you compare it to wrestling, because wrestling is just so personal,
Uh huh.
everything that happens in the match.
Right.
And with robotics, if the controller gets a little stuck or
Uh
your
huh.
partner didn't hear you right, like there's just a lot of things that are
Mm-hmm.
less in your control. It's really more of a team slash engineering thing. So, but it's interesting. And anyway, they had a good run.
Do they cry when they lose?
Sometimes they do, but I don't think they did this.
Yeah.
I not my particular team, but it's intense.
Yeah.
It's
No.
it's
I mean,
no less intense than any
it's
sport.
competition, right?
Yeah, yeah.
We were at so after Liam's graduation, it was like 9 in the morning, and like so like CMU was playing baseball,
Yeah.
and like so it was playing against Eastern Michigan, so probably semi rivalry anyway. So we were like it was Dad, me, and Liam and Amy, and this lady from Eastern Michigan, she's just like going off, like, hey, get some Lasix, and like when did you start drinking up? Like, and so you could tell that she's like the obnoxious fan, like, it's like, and like to the point where the umps are like get together and say, lady, we're gonna kick you out. I mean, it's a Central Michigan baseball game. There's only 100 people there. Like, you know what I mean? I mean, it wasn't like you can
Yeah,
hide in the
yeah,
crowd, maybe 200 or whatever. And then this other guy, like a Chippewa guy, sitting there like this. He's just like, hey, green shirt, zip it. Green shirt, zip it. And then like so the guys that are with her, um, they're like, hey, they start talking back. And he says, bring it.
yeah.
Bring it. And then like he didn't say another word. I mean, he didn't even like. He was just looking at his phone, like the whole time. He was like, he had zero concern that these bozos were gonna come over there and get beat down. It was like
Yeah.
he's like, green shirt, zip it, zip it. Then they start talking, shipping a little bit. And he's like, bring it, bring it.
Right.
And everybody who's like kind of with him or knows him because he's sitting in like the donor section, they're all looking
Yeah.
at him like, don't. And he's like, don't worry, we're not coming over here.
Yeah.
But it was actually really um nice that she stopped making all that noise. But then also like once the drama started, you wanted it to keep going.
Right, right.
You really wanted them to bring it, like
This the
just
story within the story
just to
of the
find out, because there was like this like 55-year-old cop there who was just like, dude,
right.
I want nothing to do with this. I'm here to radio for an ambulance if somebody gets hurt, but like, what are we talking about here? It's so anyway, that was pretty fun. Liked the town, so I guess I'll still be going up there for wrestling, but not as beautiful in that time. So anyway, I'm gonna go cook up some smash burgers for dinner and feed the
Sounds good.
fam, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah. See you next week.
All right, I'm gonna stop the stream.
Okay.